Okay, you're gonna be all right. You just in here. Here's a paper towel. Here, honey. Put the paper towel.
Get off that. Get off that and come here. Get off that and come here. Carrot. Get off that and come here. I see.
Yeah, carrot. Yeah. His name is Repo. Repo. He said, leave me alone.
If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my
Salama family, hope y'all are doing well. I'm so glad to be with y'all once again. I'm just thankful to the Most High for life, for health, and for strength. Y'all health is truly wealth. And today I just want to talk with y'all briefly about the whole idea behind learning how to say no. Over these last couple of months, being pregnant again, it has challenged me. It has challenged me in a major way to really just consider my priorities and also to consider my energy level. And a lot of times, what we struggle with in life is that, we have a lot of creativity, we have a lot of compassion, we have a lot of service, and we want to share what Yah has given us to the world. We want to share it with the people that He has placed around us, surrounded us with. And that's all noble, and that's great, and that's well, but the problem is that we oftentimes struggle with being able to say no, and that can be detrimental. That could be detrimental to our health, our mental health, our spiritual health, and of course our physical health. But there's also deeper reasons why we struggle to say no, and one of the biggest reasons would be being a people pleaser. We don't want to disappoint anybody. We don't want people to feel like, if we tell them no, that they're going to dislike us, or they're going to feel a kind of way about us. They're not going to think that we're, just these kind people anymore. And, there are a lot of people that struggle with that. They struggle with acceptance and rejection. And so from there, they tend to be the type of person that even if they know that their plate is just way too heavy, they know they've got a million things on their plate, they will put themselves off. They will put off important things in their life. When we deal with the issue of rejection, when we deal with people pleasing, we're not thinking about how we as a people are being affected. We're not thinking about how our soul is being affected by being a people pleaser and not saying no and creating margin in our life. I can tell you that, as somebody who early on in my life, was teased heavily and always wanting somebody to like me and to accept me and all of that. I battled with people pleasing for a long time. I know y'all don't believe it, but I did. I battled with people pleasing for many years, and I had low self-worth and low self-confidence. And I praise the Most High Yahweh that when I moved to the Virgin Islands, that a lot of that shifted for me. I was able to come in and bloom into who I am today in many ways. And then when I became born again, it was like right back into that same mold, because then you get involved in the church, and the church wants you to be there for every little thing. They want you to be in 15 different ministries. And so once again, I battled with that. But coming into the awakening and finding out who we are as Yasharal really helped once again to help me gain perspective and help me to realize my self-worth and make me realize my own value. And I'm saying this because, that's what my journey was. But for some of you, it's a different journey. For some of you, you are dealing with the issue, even though you know who you are, you're still dealing with the issue of trying to please the people around you. You think that you've got to, do everything that everybody wants you to do, because if not, then you're not shining your light, or you're not going to be seen as an authentic believer. And the crazy thing about it is oftentimes it's usually the people who don't have any relationship with the Most High are the ones that are judging you and making you feel as though if you're not there to be their doormat to be walked all over, that you're not an authentic believer. But they don't set the standards for belief. The Most High does in His Word. And so I'm here to tell you that if you're struggling with telling people no, if you're struggling with creating boundaries and margins in your life because you don't want people to look at you a particular kind of way, and even if it's the people of the Most High, you don't want them to look at you in a kind of way, I'm here to free you up from that and tell you that is bondage. And we all need to create boundaries, healthy boundaries in our life. And boundaries, that's a whole conversation to have, because especially if you've been in the church, if you have grown up in a quote unquote Christian household, you don't have really a understanding of what boundaries is, because you get the scriptures from a skewered perspective, especially being Yasharal. You get the scriptures from a perspective of constantly being that servant and just having a servant's heart all the time. But at the same time, the Most High said the two greatest commandments are that you love Him with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your neighbor, now here's the kicker, as yourself. You can't properly love your neighbor if you don't have proper and healthy love for yourself. And so I want to encourage those of you, this is not, something to be long. This is just an encouragement to you. These are the things that we talk about with Brew Talk. If you haven't signed up, remember, as a patron and a member, you get your first 30 minutes, your first session, that you get it for free. And if you haven't signed up for this, then I definitely want you to, because at the end of the day, family, we're each dealing with our different struggles, and the enemy is coming to pervert the truth and keep us bound and keep us locked up. But if you're struggling with the issue of being able to say no, you're struggling with low self-worth, you're struggling with rejection, all of those things, and you need to really just sit down and deal with these issues and these childhood traumas that are causing you as a grown adult to constantly fear what other people will think about you, and definitely reach out to me, because I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with you about that. But family, this is part of the reason why, being pregnant, I've cut back. I've said, as much as I love to be able to serve, as much as I love being creative, I have to think about what's best in the best interest for myself, for my little one growing within, and for my family. And I've had to really re-examine. It's a continual re-examining of priorities. It's a continual re-examining of intentions, motivations for why we do what we do. And so I'm here to encourage you to just really allow the Ruach to show you why it is that you do what you do, why it is that you struggle so much with saying no. And then think about it like this. Once you actually do find yourself in a situation where you're stretching yourself thin, how do you feel on the inside? Because 9 times out of 10, you're not feeling like you've served anybody or loved anybody. Oftentimes what tends to happen is we become bitter about that service. We become frustrated that once again somebody called on us when they know that we're already on overload. But don't be a doormat. That's not what the Most High is calling you to be. He's not calling you to be anybody's doormat. And He said that you are accepted in the Beloved. So receive His word, receive His truth. And if you're struggling to say no, then understand that the Most High is here to help you work it through, and you can overcome this. Well, anyway, family, I just wanted to give that short little piece of advice. Y'all know that's what I do with my patrons and members, is just to really try to encourage y'all and to give you these life lessons in hopes that they will be able to help you navigate through some of the things that you're dealing with in your own life. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have you been a person who has struggled with saying no? Are you dealing with low self-worth, rejection, any of those things? Maybe you're just overly creative. Maybe you're just overly a servant, and you just don't have that right balance and margin in your life. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. And until I get an opportunity to come again, family, thank y'all so much for your love and your support. And I hope that this message was a blessing to you. Until next time, peace and blessings, family. Mwah.